first met at ESFM at my old office, and I was the music controller there, and then Rashika was brought in, and I had to train her basically.
Funny enough, it just started off as like something like a fling. It was not serious, at least from my end.
And I didn't have a phone number or anything at that point, and for a couple of weeks, I would only talk to her with. As long as it was work related, I would talk to her. If not, I wouldn't. I was just a little bit too shy.
He was really shy the first time I met him. So and I was always under this impression that he didn't like me because he would just say whatever it is to a point. Like if you ask him a question, he will just say yes, or he will just say it to the point. Like my first impression was that he probably didn't like me.
Then one day we got talking on Twitter, out of all places.
Which I think is very weird.
That's where we exchanged phone numbers and then slowly got into messaging on WhatsApp and talking.
And then, one thing led to another and it became quite serious, yeah.
No, she didn't ask me out as per se, it's just that it was a phrase she said. I can't remember exactly what she said, but I think it was her. I honestly can't remember who made the first move in that sense.
Definitely him. He's the one who made the first move.
I think it was her. I'm not sure. I think it was her.
I can't remember the first time we went out.
It was her birthday, if I'm not mistaken. It was her birthday, and we went out to have sushi. That was the thing I remember at least.
What irritates me about him is that sometimes I feel like he doesn't really listen to you.
Well, yeah, that's true. That's just my nature because I've always been that sort of a person.
So then when I ask him to do something, he doesn't really do it because he hasn't been listening to you.
Growing up without a dad, I didn't have anyone to tell me. I would barely even listen to my mom sometimes.
But I think that's probably a guy thing, so I'm just gonna let it pass.
When she leaves me standing in the supermarket queue, like at the counter when you're about to pay for stuff, and then she's the one who's actually paying for it, so I'm with all this stuff, and then she walks off to some godforsaken corner of the supermarket.
You know how when you give candy to a kid or you show them chocolate, they go all crazy? So I'm like that when I go to a supermarket, and there's always a chance that I will remember something at the last minute.
Then it's my turn to pay for the stuff, and then she hasn't come back as yet with the stuff, so then I look like an idiot.
I'll be like, I will come, give me 2 minutes, I will go get whatever I have to get and come back.
An idiot there, that really annoys me. Other than that, when she pokes her hands in while I'm washing anything in the sink, she tries to poke her hand in while I'm washing my hands.
Only reason I do that is I can't wait till he finishes. Like probably I have something, I can wash my hands in like 5 seconds and be off, while as he has like washed like dishes and pans or whatever he's doing, which is going to take longer. So I poke my hands, and maybe it's irritating, but I think I'll still continue to do it.
Small things.
I think music is like the main thing for us. Not only are we radio presenters, but we also do the same job. We're both music controllers, and that's I think one of the greatest things within both of us, that we can relate to each other like, musically. Like we are both on the same spectrum when it comes to music.
Apart from music, our love for cats, we both have a crazy love for cats.
Yeah, we both love cats. We are cat lovers, or yeah, you can say something like that. We have 4 cats, and I think we look after them like they are our children.
One major thing we have in common is that we don't like extravagant things. We like to keep it simple, and that's always who I've been, at least.
It's so much easier when you do simple things, right? Because life is simple. You don't have to make it so complicated by always wanting to do big things. Yeah, and I think spending just any time with him is just precious.
She's not the high maintenance type, and I always wanted someone who wasn't high maintenance, because that's a pain in the ass to handle.
I think low maintenance is great, because you're not always going to be thinking about which restaurant you're going to have dinner tonight.
Sum her up in one word, that's very hard to do.
If I could think of one word that would sum him up.
No, I don't want to say cliche words like unique. Wait, let me think this out.
That would be weird.
There is no one word to sum her up with. I would say talented and very outspoken, and someone that you can depend on, like really depend on.
something closer to midnight that brings me closer to home. There's something dark in the moonlight that makes me feel less alone. There's everything left to say, love. There's anything left to know. There's nothing here left to break, but the feeling this life could go. Oh, anywhere if you hold on tight. Don't be scared, just let me die in those eyes. I know this could be love. You're the fight of my life. This time, this could be love. I know this could be love. So come on, tell me your story. Yeah, come on, read me the lines. I turn the page just to see, but there's still this heart left to write. I'm thinking let's keep it simple. I'm thinking let's keep it light. An ocean view through your window, the way the sun sets the sky in red. Celebrating the day we had. Don't be scared, just let me die in those eyes. I know this could be love. You're the fight of my life. This time, this could be love. I know this could be love. You're the fight of my life. This time, this could be love. I know this could be love.
He's really patient with me, and I think in every relationship you just need that person who's going to be patient with you. That's one thing I really love about him.
She's very open about what she says. She's honest. She's straight. She will tell you what she has to tell you. She'll tell you off or anything. She's not going to go behind your back and say stuff.
One look at you, my whole life falls in line. I prayed for you before I called you mine. Oh, I can't believe it's true sometimes. Oh, I can't believe it's true. I get to love you. It's the best thing that I'll ever do. I get to love you. It's a promise I'm making to you. Whatever may come, your heart I will choose. Forever I'm yours, forever I do.
He's like the kind of guy who will take anything. He will take anything for you, and he will still be there at the end of the day. Like you can throw anything at him, and he'll still be there at the end of the day. And people like that are really hard to find. At least in today's world, that's really hard to find.
I always wanted to get married to someone who was really, really short. So that worked out.